Manchester United have scammed us. Manchester United have scammed Napoli. This is the modern day Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona. That's how badly we've been scammed. Because we are going to have to pay 50 million euros for Hojlund. Manchester United sold Hojlund on loan to us for 7 million. And with the obligations, if Napoli finish in the top 4 this season, which they probably will, then we're going to have to pay another 44 million euros for Hojlund. Who in the right mind does this type of deal? What kind of football club does this type of deal? Oh, I know. Napoli does. Napoli does this type of deal. Who watched Hojlund over the last 1 or 2 seasons at Man United and thought to themselves, this player is good, and thought to themselves, this is a good striker that we need? Only one club in the world thought that, and that's Napoli. Did you see him in today's game against Qarabag? I've never been this mad over a Napoli victory in the Champions League. Never in my life. I've never been this mad over Napoli winning. And the reason why I'm this mad is because of one player, and that's Rasmus Højlund. Man United scammed us. We're going to have to pay 50 million euros for a pylon. For a guy that stands in the middle of the pitch and does absolutely nothing. He's expecting the ball to come to him all the time. The ball comes to him and it just bounces off him. Right? The wingers, whether it's Neres, whether it's Noah Lang, whether it's Politano, they have the ball, they're at the byline, they cross it into the box, and where's Hojlund? He's at the edge of the box. What kind of target man striker is standing at the edge of the box when your teammates are crossing it into the box? Most of Napoli's goals this season have been coming from Anguissa, they've been coming from McTominay, they've been coming from other players, but not the striker. Hojlund's gotten 2 goals in the Champions League. He scored those 2 goals against Sporting, and everyone's like, oh, Hojlund's incredible. He's going to change Napoli's season. Man, everyone's saying he's changed since he's been at Man United. Man United ruins players. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Don't talk about this man if you don't watch him week in, week out like I do. I see this guy every single game, and he's standing in the middle of the pitch waiting for the ball. The ball's near him. He does not run. No effort. No aggression. Napoli won today 2-0 against Karabag. Good win. We needed this win in the Champions League. This win was so needed. And look how I'm feeling. I feel like shit because I had to watch this striker for 70 minutes, for over 70 minutes. Because Antonio Conte's in-game management is so trash that you leave Rasmus Højlund in for over 70 minutes after doing nothing all game, after the only goals coming from our team was coming from the midfield, and after he missed the penalty. He missed the penalty. When we needed the penalty, he missed it. Do you know what they tell you when you take penalties? They tell you hit it on the ground, hit it in the corner. That's all you need to do. Hitting penalties on the ground is the hardest for keepers to save. And you got to hit it right to the corner. That's what the best penalty takers do. It's not solely based on the power. It's about the accuracy and the positioning. And Hojlund has a penalty and he shoots it in the middle of the net. The perfect height for keepers to save it. He doesn't go in the top bins. He doesn't go on the ground. Right in the middle, in level with the keeper, barely to the side. Who taught this man how to take a penalty? I've never seen a penalty that bad. This was a disgraceful game by Hojlund. Now, okay, I need to chill. I'm talking too much about Hojlund, right? But it's just crazy because we've been scammed by Man United. We're going to have to pay 50 million for this piece of garbage. But, Napoli also scammed Man United because Scott McTominay once again saves the day. Scores the 2 goals for Napoli in their 2-0 win against Qarabag. And thank God that Man United, they're not the smartest either because, I mean, yes, they got a good deal on Hojlund, but they sold McTominay for us for 25 million pounds. This guy is one of the best midfielders in the world. He is fantastic. And if it wasn't for players like McTominay and other midfielders on Napoli's team, we would be in the mud right now. Because similar to how we played against Frankfurt in the last game, just like this game, we dominate all game. We have more of the possession, we have momentum throughout the whole game, but we can't score because we have an incompetent striker like Hojlund leading the line. I don't mean to disrespect this guy, but he's not at the level. Like, it's just simple. He's not. And I'm grateful that we won this game, but the fact that we're relying solely on the midfielders to do everything is crazy. Bro, put McTominay in the striker. I guarantee you, he would do 5, 10, he would do 100 times better than what Hojlund did today. And I feel bad almost because I'm bashing this guy like crazy, and a lot of people are as well. But holy shit, man. You have such a poor performance. You probably have about 20 touches for the whole 70 minutes you're on. Shit touches, messing up passes, can't control the ball, and then you get a penalty to put your team 1-0 up, and you have the worst penalty I have ever seen. That was abysmal performance by Hojlund. And honestly, even though you've seen people here and there saying that, oh, he's been electric at Napoli, he's been incredible. Come on, man, shut the fuck up, bro. You don't watch the team. You don't watch every game. Because if you watch every game, you would know that this guy does absolutely nothing for 95% of the games. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about this game. Napoli just beat Qarabag 2-0. This was a crazy Champions League day, by the way. We saw Chelsea destroy Barcelona 3-0. We saw Marseille get an incredible win against Newcastle 2-1. We saw Juve come back twice against Bodo Glimt away and beat them 3-2. There was a lot of crazy games today, but I'm going to focus in on Napoli against Qarabag because obviously I'm a Napoli fan, right? Once again, Napoli dominated the whole game. We had more possession. We had almost 3.5 expected goals, 17 total shots, 5 big chances. We should have won this game 5-0, right? David Nero's had an incredible bicycle kick attempt in the first half. Should have went in. In the second half, he did another chip shot, hit the post. He probably could have got 2 goals himself, right? But when you look at this game as a whole, you're still left disappointed because of the leader in that front line, and that's Rasmus Højlund, right? It's just Napoli are a team that can dominate possession. They can dominate all the passing stats, but we cannot finish the game because we don't have a striker. Realistically, we don't have a striker. Imagine if Napoli had a player like Erling Haaland. Oh my days. Whew. We'd be unstoppable, man. If we had a good, proper striker, we would be incredible. It would be fantastic. But we got Hojlund. So, yeah. But anyway, once again, Scott McTominay saved the day. We dominated throughout the whole first half. After missing the penalty in the second half, I was scared that this game was going to end 0-0. That was my biggest fear. But Scott McTominay comes to the rescue, gets kind of a lucky first goal, but then once again, just 7 minutes after, scores another goal. He's brilliant. He's incredible. He's single-handedly, him and Anguissa have been single-handedly saving Napoli this season. Because in the attack, a lot of the attackers are either injured or they're not performing to the levels that they should be. But we end up getting the 2-0 win, bringing us up to, what place are we at right now? 18th place. Solid, man. Solid for Napoli. 18th place. We love to see it. But one other person I have to criticize is Antonio Conte. Conte, you have the worst in-game management of any top manager. This guy is a manager to go into a game with a game plan, and either it works and they win 3-0 like it worked against Inter Milan, where we got an incredible result, or we suffer a horrible defeat like we did against PSV, and I think it was the third match day where we lost 6-2. This guy's in-game management is so bad. And watching this game, right when Hojlund missed that penalty in the 56th minute, I would have been like, yo, get off. And this guy kept him on for another 20 minutes. For what? To do nothing. How is your in-game management that poor? His substitutions half the time don't make sense. Yes, he knows how to work his starting lineup. Yes, he knows how to work the players that are starting. But in terms of in-game management, how you make your substitutions, how you adapt to your team not performing how you expected them to at the start of the game, you need to adapt. And Conte doesn't. And that's why Napoli, like they were against Frankfurt, and in this game before they finally started scoring in the 65th minute, we dominated for 60 minutes and nothing happened. You need to make substitutions with that attack. You need to change up that attack. You need to swap positions with players. You need to move things around, change the formation, do something. You can't just keep doing the same thing for the whole game and expect a different results. You know that what they call you if you do that, right? So other than Hojlund, you also have to criticize Conte, because I think in this Champions League, he's just not good enough. He's not good enough. And that's, in my opinion, been Conte's problem throughout his whole managerial career, is the fact that, yes, in the league, whether it's the Premier League, whether it's the Serie A, he knows what it's like. A lot of teams play very similar styles. The Premier League is very fast-paced. The Serie A is much slower, much more defensively. But in the Champions League, when you're coming up against teams like PSV, like Sporting, like Qarabag, you never play against these teams. You don't know how they're going to play. Some of them might be incredibly attacking. Some might be very aggressive. Some might be more defensive. Some might play a very high press. You don't know. So in-game management is key in these competitions. In knockout stage football, in-game management is one of the most important things. And Conte does not have that. And it's very apparent this season. Last season, obviously, Napoli weren't in any competitions. We won the Serie A, but that's all we had. This season, it's becoming much more apparent that Conte is out of his depth in the Champions League. And leaving Hojlund on for 70 minutes, bro, that's getting hot in here, bro. I don't know. Anyway, Napoli won 2-0. I don't know what type of video this is. Manchester United scammed us for Hojlund, but we scammed them for McTominay. So, hey, it is what it is. This is a random video, but once again, if you guys enjoy the content, remember to leave a comment down below. I reply to every single comment. And obviously, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos.